Hi everyone, this is Susanna from the blog See Susie Glue, and I want to show you this card that I showed on Instagram, and it became very well received, and then again on demonstrator planning place that's there for us as demonstrators. This particular card is a coloring book card, and I've used some retired stamps here, but you can see that it just folds out. And we are giving this to our sponsor child in Kenya. So we made a little belly band. This is all retired paper, and it was a good paper on hand to do some experimenting with, and the belly band and a label to go over it. And what we used for it was Nature's Beauty and Yummy Christmas and Snowman Season. And they're actually displayed in this order in the card. And so I want to give full shout out to Dawn Griffith. I got all of the ideas and the know-how about this from her. And make sure you can see those measurements. You can even take a screenshot if you need to. But it's Dawn Griffith who, on her YouTube channel, I got the measurements. Mine are slightly different, so that's why I'm showing them to you. I have 1/4 inch less on the height on all of these. And then I do have a card backing that then would be the original format for a card that goes in our usual Stampin' Up! Envelopes. So I just want to give you a hint. The biggest hint is that this particular card would be so thick and heavy that it would be very, very unyieldy and frankly not that much of a pleasure to open and shut because it would just be so thick. So anyway, I've done those kind of cards before and they've just been too much. And so I had to find a paper that would be able to handle the coloring and especially the ink for my stamps. Well, the one that I found is this product, Blick. And the most important part is that it's 80 pounds, and then it can handle a pen and ink. And it's really good quality paper. I have no idea how much I paid for it, but it was Blick products are very reasonable. And so I'm going to take you through a little bit of how this is made. You can really get the details on Dawn's channel. I really recommend all of her videos. They're so wonderful, and she's very generous with her ideas. So this is my first 12 by 5 1/4 piece that I cut. And given those measurements that I showed you before, and I'll put them up again on my web page, on my blog, you'll see all those there. Then we folded it, and with this particular paper, you might want to try it first with a plain sheet of 12 by 12 because it's a little tricky to make sure that everything is lined up the way that you want it to be on this directional paper. Now I know for a fact that this one now starts with the 3-inch score to the, let me double check, I think it's 7. Sorry, I always try to be so prepared, and then I'm not. Okay, let's see. Make sure, because I don't want to recut this. That happens too many times. Okay, it is 6 inches. Good thing I looked. Okay, 3 and then 6 inches, and then 8 1/2. Which is right there. Okay, let's set this aside finally. Okay, now I know that my card is going to be glued with this tear and tape along this line right here. And I want it to fold in this stair-step fashion. And there, oh good, came out right. All right, so now I will show you how I did the panels. So all of those measurements are given on the blog too, but here they are finished lots and lots of snowflakes from the, I'm still learning the names, Snowman Season. So those are taped in there. And then lastly, I just have a few things to say about ink. If you know that your person that you're giving this to really likes to use ink markers, whether they're water-based or solvent-based, you'll want to be using the StazOn. And I think you all know what that is, but let me just show you. That's the StazOn. But this one is really great. I like how it washes off my stamps, frankly. Okay, now here's the deer. This set is one that Stampin' Up! Offers, that a percentage of it goes to an organization that helps with mental health studies and awareness, which I'm all for that. But even without that, I just think these images are really, really precious. They'll work all year long. And then the stamp set comes with so many different nature themes and so versatile. Okay, so I need to add one thing. Oh, one thing I wanted to show you was that when I stamp them, I want to line them up so I get some continuity. And in this case, the snow, I don't know if that's so much needed for continuity, but this is really, really user-friendly snow. It's not so obvious. And then there's the grass, which again, you're gonna have some continuity by bringing it from one into the next. And even a tree, do I have a tree? No, we have enough trees. I have that out already. So really this is not difficult to make. It's time consuming and sometimes a little annoying because if you're anything like me, you cut things out wrong. But just a few sentiments along the way. So I will go ahead and tape these in. I had a lot of comments saying that people were going to send them to older people with dementia who can just have fun doodling and playing. And then also for children in the hospital. Like I said, we give these to our kids that we sponsor in Kenya, and that's, you know, it takes a little while to get all the processing and the packages to them in Nairobi, and so Christmas starts pretty early around here, thinking about what to send them in that little tiny 6x9 envelope that we're allowed. I have no idea how much all this is going to cost once it gets mailed, but it's all worth it. So I'm kind of going heavy duty on that adhesive. I don't want it to fall apart. This paper has a really, really nice tooth to it too. It'll just be beautiful with crayons or colored pencil. Okay, here's my last one. And then I'm going to put it all together by taking off these strips. There's an elegant way to do this, I'm sure, with the take your pick tool, but I never have it in front of me when I feel like I need it, so. Okay, this, it's easy to make when you line this up right here. Thankfully, I got all my paper going the right direction. And that's fastened in there. And I will put this on another cardstock that is 5 1/4 or 5.5 by 4.25, and mount that. And I can decide whether I want to make it paged, in other words, all glued together in the spine so that it opens out like this. But I started with this being like a triptych, and then these two were glued together. But it's very, very pretty to have this accordion fold where you get the whole panorama of what's going on. So these 3 sets really, really work together well, and I hope that explains a little bit more about how I made this card. The belly band is like the usual. It's a 12-inch strip wrapped around with a label on top. So I hope that helps, and I hope that you were patient enough to get through all of my issues getting everything in line, but there you go.